Welcome to the PR Resolution podcast, or is it? It's a bit of a special episode this time because, as you can see, I'm in the Loud and Unfiltered studio with the Loud and Unfiltered podcast host, Alex Jukes, who also happens to be the founder of
Jukebox PR. My second name is Jukes, so it worked quite nicely. It worked quite nicely.
It's perfect.
Yeah,
it
so it was meant to be, basically.
From the moment I met you, which I think was in Output in New York, RIP Output.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm going to take you back. You remember that night?
No. Probably don't remember that night, no, but yeah.
So I met you, Alex, in New York, and you said, Stella works at Coverage Book. You were like, we use Coverage Book. And then I found out about your agency then, and ever since has followed you guys, because that was about 7 years ago, I think.
Yeah, so yeah, it would have been 7-8 years ago. I would have thought if Output was still open, yeah.
I have interviewed a lot of people, whether they've been an agency or just people working in emerging areas in PR, as my listeners and viewers will know. But you guys are really different, I think, to a lot of agencies and also a lot of people that I do interview. Now, I have worked at agencies where we spend a long time looking at what our mission statement is. You go into some agencies and it literally says in large lettering on the walls that they're passionate. And they will tell their clients that they're passionate. And they will tell the people that work there that we're passionate people, aren't we? And then you walk onto the floor and it's a little bit flat. And are they truly passionate about all of the clients that they're working on? If you actually get under the bonnet a little bit, they're not. Now, I've just walked into your office and it's a completely different vibe. And I feel like you can actually see the true passion.
Yeah,
in
you can feel the energy of it as well in here. Yeah,
I was so pleased to feel that when I walked in because it was everything and more that I had actually imagined that it would be. So,
just on the office vibe, we try to create a place where people want to come to work. People are here 3-4 days a week, so you want to come here. And I suppose for other PR companies, we work in dance music, and the only way you can really work in this industry is you love dance music, you live and breathe it. We are at festivals every single weekend. We are at club nights every single weekend. There's 35 of us here and everyone lives and breathes dance music, whether it's trance or it's like underground, minimal like music. Everybody loves it. Everybody's here because they love the music, but they're also really passionate, they're really passionate about their jobs, whether it's doing PR or doing influencer marketing or anything to do with music and promotion and promoting records and things like that. Yeah. But you say, people say they're passionate, like, these guys literally are. They're out. They're like the troops. They're out on the front line literally every week. Yeah. So I'm constantly traveling to festivals every single week. It's like learning what's going on in the scene. We don't want to fall, but I think a difference between maybe PR, maybe consumer PR or different types of PR. Music PR is so fast paced, like it's literally changing. There's a new superstar that will just burst out of nowhere from their bedroom, or there's a new festival that pops up, or there's new genres of music, or for example, Glastonbury's just happened. Like people want to jump on different trends and things like that. So it's so fast moving that you've got to be out there and experiencing it. Yeah. And if you're not experiencing these events, how are you supposed to promote them? Yeah. And actually, when you ring a journalist up, how can you say this is the best festival ever when you actually haven't been and experienced it? Yeah. I think people can see through that. 100%. And that's why I make my teams go to these festivals. And like when they, in their interviews, it's like, we're like, you will be traveling literally every weekend or every other weekend. Some people survive that. Some people, it's a bit too much for them.
But they are all here as well. Like you'd think with that kind of being the target audience, not having to just research them, being the target. That they might not all want to be at their desk really buzzing to be in the office. Like most agency leaders that I'm talking to at the moment have such a battle on their hands to try and create agency culture and trying to get people into the office. That is a common conversation that I'm having at the moment. Yeah. And even that's without them having to go to the events. Like these guys are going to the events and they're like really happy to be here.
Yeah. And I think they all have their common interests as well. So I'd say everyone's kind of mates and they hang out with each other outside of here. But we'll do parties here. As I said, we'll go and open a bar after we finish here. And everyone's talking about music or talking about their next event, or obviously we give them Mondays off if they're at a festival on a Sunday, or at least Monday morning you can have a lie-in. But yeah, we just created a culture where people actually wanted to be here. Obviously, we let people work home on a Friday, but like we've got a pool table over there, we've got a dartboard over there, bit cliche. yeah, we wanted to create an environment. We've got decks over there as well. It's just an environment where people want to be here.
Yeah.
And since we started the podcast as well, you almost stopped doing like meetings in real person.
Yeah.
COVID and Zoom, and it's easy to do it. But since we started doing the podcast, everybody's coming in now with like real life meetings are actually happening, and people come in the office. They end up staying all afternoon, or we can work in the corner there, and then we'll go to the pub afterwards and things like that. So people know when they need to work hard. Like you walked in, there was an energy, but everyone's still their heads down, like in front of the laptops. It's because we've got events on this weekend.
Yeah,
we've got to sell out. But then there's still that fun culture where on that weekend, then we'll go and look after media, but manage them in a professional way, but still have a good time as well. So it's finding that balance. Some people haven't survived that balance because they think it's one big, I'm going to go and work at a dance music PR company. And they just think it's one big party. So, no, you can party, but then you need to be at work at 9:30 in the morning, and you need to be in a good state to be able to deliver your job as well. So it's finding the right people as well. It has been a bit of difficult to find them, but when you do find them people, we hold on to them. Most of the people at this company have been here 10, 12 years. And even some of the new people that since they've been here 3-4 years, and they're like, there's like a growth sort of pattern for them as well. They can see if they do well, they can grow within the business as well.
Brilliant.
Which I think is really important. And especially new members of the team, like I'm not just coming here to work on festivals or work on DJs. What's my career path, where we're going? We try and instill that and put like a path for them as well. So
you're well known in the industry as well. I speak to anybody who,
I don't know whether that's a good thing.
Outside of the PR industry, just anyone in the electronic music, dance music industry, people know who you are and people know who the agency is.
Yeah, a bit infamous, maybe.
But you do great work, and your client roster speaks volumes.
Yeah.
You just said that you're working with Pasha right now. Like, they're a major global brand.
Yeah, huge. It's the 5 group who now own the Pasha group. So we've just started with them this year. We're working with Ministry of Sound as well. We've just taken that back on. We set up a whole thing where we broke into the club, into the toilets, and then we
saw that. Was that you guys?
Yeah, it was us guys. We set it up.
That went everywhere.
Went absolutely viral. Yeah, because it's going back to we understand the culture. We live and breathe it. Yeah. Without living and breathing that, and why don't we break into the toilets? We'll do it. We'll get the cleaners in to come in. Like they basically didn't know it happened. So we actually filmed real life videos of them, and they actually went viral. But it's like understanding that culture. So everyone was talking about Ministry of Sound again when they haven't really been spoken about too much. But we work with global clubs around the world, from Brazil to New York to Thailand to Vietnam to Australia. As I said, we're literally at a festival every weekend, whether that's this weekend I've actually got a festival. We're going to a festival in London, and the next week we're at Awakenings in Holland. And then the whole team goes to before the team go to Ibiza. So we're doing a press trip to Destino 5 Ibiza, which is part of the Pasha group as well. So we're constantly in summer, we're constantly everywhere. But you need to, as you said, the team are out there and understanding it. And without understanding that culture, it's hard to then deliver their campaigns. And I think now PR's completely changed as well, which you probably want to get onto as well. You have to understand how socials and then those PR moments work hand in hand to make something go viral, like I just said. Yeah. Just sending out a press release doesn't work anymore.
No, so how long has Jukebox PR been going? So I guess you have probably seen, even if you've only been in PR a couple of years, the way people consume media and know about something has massively changed, let alone over a few years. But when did you start? What does it look like now?
We
might as well be honest about it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I actually started 16 years ago, and I was working for a nightclub doing the flyering for them, and
I did flyering once.
Yeah, no, I just got into the scene. I really liked it.
I did it for movement when I was
okay.
16.
Oh, right, wow. I think a lot of people do. You learn how to speak to people and how to promote something. So,
what's called PR as well, then?
Yeah, that's what it was like. It was like you actually giving out a flyer, where nowadays a flyer is your Instagram feed. Yeah. It's switched. It's in your hand now, where it's not someone physically giving it to you. But so I started 16 years ago, and then just grafting for about 4 or 5 years. And then it was when we flipped over.
Was it just you at the start?
Yeah, it was just me and 2 other people.
Yeah.
So I think after 5 years, I think we got to 4 or 5 people. But when we flipped it to start doing international festivals and finding there was a whole sort of a shift in sort of festival scene as well, where there wasn't just festivals in the UK. Festival promoters from the UK were going to Croatia or going to Malta or wherever, the Caribbean, and putting on festivals, boutique festivals. And that whole shift of like festivals becoming experiences, we really got involved in that from the early days, and we're one of the kind of pioneers in promoting those type of festivals.
And were you being hired just on the festival front? Sorry to jump in.
Yeah,
but
that's
were you being hired by? Because I used to love being able to say music bar. It wasn't strictly. I was working with brands who were trying to jump onto that to tap into the audience. But were you being hired by the festivals themselves, or were you working with the sponsorship brands?
No, we were just getting purely hired by the festival directors. Yeah. Our remit was to make more people know about the festivals and sell tickets. Yeah, and where that used to be through sending out press releases to Mixmag, RA, Evening Standard, sort of music magazines, depending on what type of music it was or what audience you're trying to tap into, to now where it's like we combine that with Instagram pages, community pages, influencers, TikTok, where we will go to a festival and film like big moments, and then we'll send them and put them across all our Instagram pages, creating these FOMO moments. And all of a sudden people like, I want to go to that, but they're seeing it in a video now rather than reading a headline or reading an article about it, which no one's reading articles anymore, really. As a PR, no one is reading these articles.
Did you not do that type?
No, we still do that, but it's all about in the headline and then what that media is then going to do with that socially. Yeah, so whether they're going to post it as an editorial style post that's going to draw people in, or it's going to be a video of, let's just say, Fred again dropping his latest tune or something like that. It's all changed now, but it's trying to do it so those moments work in tandem. For example, today we've just launched a new club in Mallorca, so they're announcing their lineups for the summer. Our remit is to basically hit the UK, Spain, Germany, Italy, Spanish market. With the clubs open now, there's 3 months left of the summer. This is what's going on. Come to Mallorca. So, like, press releases going out today with the lineups on and everything about the club. But then we've done an Instagram kind of attack as well, where we manage a network of over 100 pages for house.
I want to get into the detail of this, but stick with you.
Yeah, for house techno EDM.
Yeah. Because I follow some of those and I didn't realise it was you guys.
Yeah, it was us. We manage the network of these pages, and we work with those pages to promote across them. So yeah, we're just in time with the press release going out. We'll then be sharing videos from the club. So when people read it in the press, they're also seeing it on Instagram, they're seeing it on TikTok flowing. And it's all about basically trying to drive as many followers to the club's called a mock to their page, so then they can retarget them through a meta or retargeting ads and things like that. So you trying to raise their followers
closely to do that kind of thing. Do you ever get involved in the retargeting or ads? Or...
No, we're not a paid agency. Our job is just to organically, from third party, talk about a club or a nightclub or a record release.
Yeah.
And what we'll do, we'll only tag that artist, that club, so they get all the followers, and then they can then remarket to them however they want. We don't want to come across we're trying to sell something. We want to come across, go check out this new club, rather than we are this club, come buy a ticket. We try and stay away from that and just try and build the profiles and create those FOMO moments where people go, I really want to go to that.
Yeah. So they're actually getting quite a long-term benefit there. They're not just getting the buzz of the opening, they're getting those followers, which they're going to have.
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing from a campaign or promotion campaign. Isn't just, there's different ways of doing it. If you're launching a new club or a new festival, you obviously want lots of media to talk about you to get that validation.
Yeah.
But then the validation doesn't necessarily sell these tickets as in PR. Sometimes that's a 3-year plan, where if you combine it with Instagram, you're getting that instant traction. You can, with the data you get from socials as well, you can see how many people are following you, see how many people are engaging with that post as well. And if they're reading about it in the press, but then also seeing amazing videos, it combines really nicely. I don't really see any other agency, in my space anyway, doing that, even so much as to go into like more lifestyle PR, where like even we opened a venue last week. It was a rooftop in Holborn. So we invited loads of influencers down and community pages, we call them, where they're faceless. It'd be like, I think there's one called London Lines or something.
Yeah.
We invite them down and they go and do loads of videos, and then that content all goes out along with the press release at the same time. So you're just literally everywhere. So people seeing videos, reading about it in the press and everything at the same time. So it was literally, so it's just combining that social, those influences with the PR at the same time in order to promote something.
Yeah. You mentioned the You said put that out across all of our socials. And this was when we last had a chat. I think the last time I bumped into you again was in a club, but it was on a roof of the club this time.
Oh, yeah, it was one of our really good friends' birthday. Yeah, big up, Christian.
Yeah, you mentioned some of those Instagram accounts that I follow, and I didn't realise were yours or you were connected to. So can you explain a little bit about that?
Yeah, so about 5 or 6 years ago, as I said, I was struggling to sell tickets for these festivals with press releases, PR.
Yeah.
So we're like, what can we do? What can we stay ahead of our competition? So obviously Instagram was popping a little bit more. I just went and found all of these house and techno pages. So there'll be like Techno Bible or Techno and Chill or Deep Tech Minimal or House Music Nerds or something like that. And I'd go and find them and they'd have about 5 or 10,000. And I'd just say, look, can I post my festival flyer on there? I've got an event next week. Would you want to come down and take some videos? Anyway, we started to post across them. I think we were doing it for free or paying 20 quid or something like that. Anyway, we started to get massive traction off it. And our festival started to sell more tickets or they were getting more followers. Then we started doing it with all our festivals. And after a while, they were like, look, why don't we start a business? Why don't we create a network? I don't actually own any of these pages. I do now because I've bought a number of them, but we basically just have exclusive deals and some non-exclusive deals with a lot of these pages.
Yeah.
We built out to over 350 pages across all genres, from drum and bass to house and techno to EDM to meme pages as well.
Wow.
We'll post funny memes about festivals.
Yeah.
It just, over the last 5 years, it's just grown and grown, and it's become the number one way of promoting your festivals and getting it into someone's. As I said earlier, it's like having a flyer. You're trying to get a flyer. It used to be someone giving you a flyer in the street.
Yeah.
Now you can do it. Instagram is basically
It's still in their hands.
Yeah, it's just a flyer and it's still in your hand. That's basically what it is now.
Yeah.
But it's not so much a flyer where if you got a flyer from a club, you couldn't see what was going on. Now you can see, oh, wow, look at that crowd going off there, or look at that big drop when a tune goes off or something like that. So it's just a different way of promotion. And because we were the first one to it, we have all these pages and we've built the trust with these pages that, we've dominated that market for the last sort of 5 years. Lots of other agencies now popping up, lots of other pages popping up, but we have the majority of them. We're doing it a long time, and we're always trying to be the first in it because Instagram's constantly changing, the algorithms are constantly changing. See, TikTok's became a massive thing now as well.
I was just about to ask that because you talked about Instagram. Is that really where the traction is? Have you tried?
Yeah, it depends what audience you're trying. It depends what audience you're trying to hit. At first, it was a lot of younger people on TikTok, but now, like, everyone's on TikTok now. But the way their algorithms work very differently. You can't just post one video on the same and 10 pages will post it. That has to be a different video and a different thing. And it's normally run by individuals who will then come to the events and make their own content that's going to suit their audience. So it's very rare. Where Instagram, you can probably just have 2 or 3 videos and spread that across like 20 to 50 pages. Yeah. Where TikTok, you have to get someone to come and create their own content.
Which is going to be more like post-event.
Yeah, more post-event. But you can get them before. Like some people just talk to camera and they'll put the flyer behind it, or we'll send them footage. Right, okay. Their own video. A lot of about TikTok is how you talk to your audience. Where Instagram's a little bit different. But it's, as I said, it's a different way of doing PR. We're not a social media company. You
don't describe yourself.
No, we're not a social media company. We're a PR influencer marketing company. We don't update people's social media. We do not want to do that.
No.
That's a completely different thing.
Yeah.
We're pretty much a 360 marketing company with PR, a massive part of that.
This podcast is brought to you by Coverage Book, the tool that creates beautifully designed reports with credible metrics you can be proud of. Head to coveragebook.com for your free trial. Yeah. You talked about selling tickets being a number one objective. Is that really what you're seeing on... I want to talk about your business actually, but when you do get a brief from a client, is that normally what it is? You said
it's a little bit different. I'm like, last year, the PR market just fell off a cliff. Like, I was actually really worried. I was like, what is going on here? Obviously, we had the sort of, I'd say the influencer side of the business was doing well. The record side of the business, label promotion and artist side was doing well. But PR, just like, there was no venues wanted to do promotion. Yeah. Everyone was just doing paid ads on Meta. And this year, it just seems to have all come back, where a lot of, especially in my industry, a lot of clubs and festivals have realised what the value of PR is, and you can tell stories. So when it's not so much about telling tickets, yes, that's the end goal, but there's so much competition out there that everyone needs to have their unique story or sell their unique experience. Yeah. PR has become a really valuable tool in doing that. Yeah. And by using those different tools, you can tell a story about a brand new club that's opened or a brand new festival that's happened, or there's a festival that's happening in Croatia. How is that different to the next? By posting the flyer, every lineup is the same. Even if you're advertising to someone with ads and every lineup's the same, it's just the same. So you need to use PR in order to tell that story as to why we do boat parties differently, or this happens on site, or it's just different to other festivals. If it's just a flyer of a lineup and it looks exactly the same as the other, it's just the same. Yeah. So yeah, we've just seen a huge influx in PR, and our PR team, we went down to 6 people, now back up to 12 people again. And we're just like inundated with business as well, because we found these new techniques in way of promoting things and telling stories as well.
So you say like telling stories, are you helping shape those stories with your clients? Are you creating key messages, or are you taking the brief and a set of key messages and you're literally just hitting the social press?
No, we can't do that. If someone would come to us a brief and was like, yeah, that's great, but why don't you do this or why don't you do that? Like with Ministry, it was about Ministry of Sound, it was about bringing rave culture back, bringing it back to the 90s. So we like coming up with like, why don't you change your prices back to the 90s for one night? Why don't we break into the club, like I mentioned, bring it back to that rave thing? So, yeah, they'll come to us with a brief and then we'll come to them with ideas. Pasha, the 5 group, they were, opening new hotels. Basically, the 5 groups from Dubai, they're coming into Ibiza. So, trying to tell their story a little bit and connecting them with Ibiza. So, we're coming up with loads of mad activations about, doing parties on buses and connecting with the artists and doing things like that, making sure the right media attending. So, people are having a brief, but we actually love doing activations and doing like crazy things. We've just done one for a reggae festival, actually. My MD, his cousin is an Ali G impersonator. Right. So we basically reenacted the whole...
a lot of business.
We just come up with activation ideas. It's actually coming out in a couple, like before the festival anyway. They reenacted one of the scenes with an artist called General Levy. Yeah. So you
say an artist called, like people wouldn't know.
Yeah. So people don't know. Yeah, he's pretty huge in the reggae land, and they reenacted this scene, and it is unbelievable. It's so funny. So that's going out like the week before the festival, and then that'll go viral. We'll get that on Lab Bible and all places that people are into that as well. So people come with a brief, and then we'll come back and say, why don't we do this? Why don't we do that? I think you could be a little bit more creative within like music and electronic music, more so maybe you can be in like lifestyle or consumer PR. And we try and, otherwise we get bored of just sending out press releases. And like I said, it's the same lineup every week. So you've got to get creative in how you promote something.
Yeah. It is an exciting time in PR at the moment. All of the conversations that I'm having, just had one this morning about PR's big opportunity with AI search results and and everyone's trying to educate themselves on how to get into those search results. And actually what it all comes down to is unique stories and true recommendation and having a profile and being recommended on the right targeted niche areas in your industry. And that's what you're doing. And it's always what you have done. The electronic dance music scene inside out, you that.
You live and breathe it, like you said. Yeah, you have to live and breathe it.
Rather than trying to use a research tool to understand.
Yeah, we do use it. We've been trying to work out ways of you using AI, because it scares the shit out of me a little way. It's like I just see videos.
Stick with what you're doing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but I see
videos.
I see videos of the videos aren't even real anymore. I was like, can we like make up a fake DJ and just put him on a stage and just tell it? There's loads of ways. We use ChatGPT as like a search engine, or we ask it questions, stuff like, or even like idea generation. We use it. So there's different ways of using it within the PR world. But for we do, again, it's just you've got to live and breathe it, and no AI tool's gonna.
No, but the kind of content...
And they can't go to a festival.
No, but the kind of content that you're creating, your clients will be now appearing in AI search results because of the great content that you're creating.
Yeah.
And
as I said, I still don't understand it fully. So
when we go to the
bar, we're actually going to get someone in.
Some extra benefits that your clients.
All right, okay. I really would like to know a lot more about.
But I mean, talking about the benefits that your clients are experiencing and measuring the success. You talked about ticket sales. Is that sort of what you're tracking throughout your?
Ticket sales. The end goal is obviously sell out a festival, sell out a club night. But as I said, it's like growing someone's followers so they can then retarget, and they're their followers and they can see the traction. As I said, sometimes with a PR campaign, you might get 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 links, but do you actually see any traction?
Yeah.
Where now you can measure that traction by a follow or a click on a website or something like that. And with the artist and label department, it's, can we get a Beatport #1 by what we're doing? Can we raise that artist profile so then their fees go up? And like,
So you've got that as part of the business, and we've mainly talked about events.
Yeah.
So
we do artists and labels. So we'll promote records on Radio 1, Capital. We'll send it out to DJs for feedback. We'll then do like a whole press campaign around that record or that album, or artists will come for us, whether they might be established or they might be new coming. We'll try and build.
So individuals actually come to you.
Yeah. So we have people from, I don't know how much your audience know about electronic music, but like we've worked with the likes of Carl Cox, Charlotte DeWitt, like more underground acts like Darius Sarosian and Artbat, Joseph Capriati. So lots of big artists, but they'll come to us and say, we've got an album, or we've got this hot new female talent that's on our label. We really want to push her a little bit more. So we'll come up with a whole plan around trying to build their profile by using both PR and then posting videos of them playing in the club to build their followers up. So it works for festivals, but it also works for artists and promoting records as well.
That's so interesting.
The main thing actually came from it. So I totally forgot to say this. Is like during COVID, no one could promote any records because there was no music on it. You couldn't go to a dance floor to hear a tune. We would basically make memes to promote a record. We'd lay out a tune over someone dancing or like a funny moment, and then we put that out on these Instagram channels, and then all of a sudden they're in the algorithm and people would find out all this new music.
Are you still doing that?
Yeah, we're still doing that. Yeah, quite a lot. But obviously now there's amazing shows happen. People want to see real life videos, but we're still doing that as well. And we can see if a meme, like a lot of the time, one meme could go viral. Yeah. We'll actually see a massive spike in Spotify plays from that. So if it gets like 100,000 likes, that means it's going to get a lot of Spotify plays, for example. So we can really see that. And because we can see the data as well from that. It's the same as if you get a tune played on Radio 1 or it made a central new tune by Pete Tong, it means your Spotify plays are going to go up. So we can pinpoint what moves the dial for artists depending on their levels in career. Say, if you get this, that's going to do that by using data and collecting data, and that we've done over the years as well. Yeah. It's all very data driven.
I mean, the reporting game.
Yes, yeah, which is very helpful to a lot of our campaigns that we've done.
You're still using coverage pick?
Yeah, we do use it a little bit. We need to use it a lot more.
I was just sitting here thinking, because I thought, we've got Spotify data, but then the types of stuff that you're doing, I don't think we could help with that. Could we help with that?
I'm sure we can find a way.
And I'm going to go back and chat to the guys.
I definitely. You should speak to them, the PR team, straight after this.
That's a lot of different data points that you've just talked about because of the different types of tactics. Like, who here is tracking that? Yeah, sounds like very different.
We've got a whole team. We've actually got a data team on we call our Instagram, TikTok side, like the tribes. It's a whole data system. Actually use a platform called Monday. We can put all the data in and it spits it out. Yeah. It'll tell me like how many likes this tune got or what genre is doing the best.
Everyone looking at that.
Everyone's looking at it, and you can make a decision on where to play stuff. Where on the label and artist team, they're looking at, we use different tools. Another one called Beat Stats and Song Stats. Well, that'll tell us like where all the Spotify plays are coming from, where all the radio plays are coming from. And then if that's a radio play on there, does that increase the Spotify channels? For PR, we use things like coverage book. I just don't think V's really means anything anymore. Literally doesn't mean anything. So I really want to know what the clicks and where have they gone? Has that gone to a follow? Yeah. Just saying the UMVs, that means that not many people have read it. That's not really telling me. Like even when we did a campaign, I think we went and found all the numbers ourselves, but like one of the campaigns said it hit like 15 billion people. I'm like, there's only 8 billion people on the planet. That's just a false number. Yeah, it's like, no way is that hit. And I'm still not sold out. No. Do you know what I mean? So but then for a client, that sounds amazing. So
do clients say that? Or
a little bit. Some do. Some are like savvy and like, it's also, you've got to manage the expectation of the client. Because actually in PR now, for dance music, a little bit more niche. You could be on like 10 niche ones that will only get like 10,000, 20,000 views or something like that. Or you could get on our Forbes that will get 1 million, for example. Yeah, and then that makes your report look really different.
But then the 20,000 are engaged, they're engaged in market, but it's quite, to buy that ticket.
But it's quite hard to explain that to clients when they just go, how many people we hit?
Oh, really?
Kind of thing. So we have to manage that expectation. Because when I send the end number, it says 1,020,000. It's like, well, probably the 20,000 actually got you a lot more traction than the 1 million you got on Forbes, which was more of a profile piece. So it's managing those expectations with the numbers as well. Yeah. Knowing how to use the tools and then talking to the client, but a lot of the time they just send it on to their CEOs and they just want to see a number. How many people have I hit?
Yeah.
That's not actually correct.
Who are your clients? Are they PR people? Are they marketing people? Are they heads of businesses?
Yeah, they're just, as I said, the nightclubs. We're working with like clothing brands who want to get into music and connect with audiences. Venues, like what I said about rooftops. We've got lots of new clubs actually, which is great news for England and London. Loads of new clubs open in London. So there's not a lot of clubs, a lot of artists, as I mentioned, a lot of labels. We do have a lot of brands that come to us as well that want to connect with.
They know you're immersed in this.
Yeah, they want to connect to young audiences. So we do a lot of activations around festivals as well. We just did loads of stuff with Riot Vapes. We're just doing stuff with Von Dutch Loves. So I just mentioned. So yeah, there are all sorts of clients. And it's normally the marketing manager will come to us, or we do also work with other PR companies where they're lifestyle consumer. They know nothing about music. So we'll come on and be the music arm to them. And they're like, it's such a contrasting difference of like how they report and how we report. I'm not saying that we're more loose in how we report, but we're like, we find, I wouldn't say loose, actually loose is the wrong word. It's like we actually provide more data around who our audience are. Yeah, who our audience are. It may look like the numbers are less, but we're actually delivering to that audience that you want to deliver to, not a wider consumer market who you don't actually know who's reading that, or even if that person is into your brand or anything like that. So
I'm still connected to a lot of people who are at consumer PR agencies, but
I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
You know, but no, they have to be a little bit more broad because they're working with
that's what they're doing.
Audience.
Yeah. I'm working with cool brands, not Purcell or something like that. I'm not saying Purcell.
Yeah, you're making a difference. You're getting to the point of what your clients actually want. But yeah, the people that I know who are still working in that area, they do know exactly who you guys are and they do recommend you because you really do know.
Okay, so that's really nice to hear. That is really good to hear. It's been 16 years of hard work. And I said maybe since we come out of COVID, as we found this other way.
How was COVID when there's no events going on?
Like we lost every single festival. It was like actually learned a load of things. I'm not saying I enjoyed it, but I learned a lot of things and I had to I love creating new businesses. I've got like 7 different businesses, not just all PR, like loads of different things that I do outside of this, podcasts and like houses and like fashion brands and lots of different things that I do and like Instagram business and things like that. So it was like, oh shit, what we're going to do now? We haven't got any festivals. So it was like, how do we promote music? So we went and found all these Instagram pages. Yeah. As soon as that will come back, we then had this massive armor promotion and then PR came back with all the festivals. So it just exploded. So when we came out, we just blew all of our competition out of the water because we had different.
Do you have competition? Are you pitching for more clients?
Yeah.
Mind, you're like meeting somebody on the dance floor or poolside and they're just handing you a brief. There's no.
I wouldn't say that. Yeah, a lot of the time it is. A lot of the time it's like my MD tells me, like, I don't want you to be in the office. I'm like, because I'm like Tasmanian devil when I'm in it. I was like, I've got mad ADHD and I'm like, I can't sit still. So I just want you to go to festivals and parties. I'm like, I'm 42. I can't actually do that every week. I'm like, I've got good stamina. I'm like, I can't do that every week. But yeah, a lot of the relationships that I've made over years have come from, flying across the other world to go to a party or being in Ibiza. I lived in Ibiza for 8 years and I built up so many friendships and relationships there. So whenever something new's happening in Ibiza or like at one point we were working for every single club doing various different things, whether that was Instagram or PR, something like that. So again, that's being out there living and breathing it and then building that network, and like your network's your most important thing.
100%.
And then it's like, we rarely go out and pitch for business. We'll be asked to go and pitch, or I'll meet someone and go, we've got this going on, we'd really like you to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a couple of other PR companies who are really good at what they do. They do it very differently, how they do, and they're very good at what they do. We just try to always be different in our approach. And I guess we're very raw as well, which means we can move really fast. So if there's an idea, we can make that happen like really quickly, where sometimes you have to go through a lot more like red tape to make something happen, where because we are quite raw and quite loose in what we do, we want to make something happen. It's like literally a decision.
Yeah. Like you're very driven as well, though, aren't you? Because I know that you did, I can't remember how long ago this was now, but I was following your progress on something where you were like, you gave yourself a time limit to.
I do these 100-day challenges once a year.
It was incredible to watch.
So I lost. Mainly it was running around my health and fitness. So I was partying too much. Yeah, but I make it as a work thing as well. It's like, right, I'm gonna It's just crazy when you actually write it down.
Yeah,
and you
so
actually hold yourself accountable.
tell us what
And I
you-
actually I make sure I get other people to do it with me. So I held them accountable. And we always we have a WhatsApp group and we check in on each other. And have you not? Why are you not
What was
doing
it?
that?
It's 100 days.
Yeah, it's 100 days. So I've done 5 or 6 of them now. I think one was just to lose like 10 kilos. Part of that was to climb Kilimanjaro, which I did in Feb.
Recorded your first podcast.
Yeah, one of them was to make one of them was
ever.
actually to make $1 million in 100 days, which we smashed. That's turnover, which we
Amazing.
smashed, which we've never done before. It was like 3 times higher than what we ever
Really?
done in that period before. You have to plan it out as well, and then you get to 100 days. You just got to go for it. And I try and get my team involved in it as well. You've got to be driven. I've been doing this 18 years, so I'm like, I always get to a point where I'm like, especially at the end of the summer, I'm like, I've got massive burnout. So I try and use that I'll plan a 100-day challenge for myself for the next like 2 months in advance. It's normally
Post summer.
Yeah, post summer. And then I'm like, what can I do to try and get me out of this and get me motivated?
Yeah.
And once I've said it, it's like one of the things, if I've said it, I'm going to do it. So it really helps me to get out of that burnout when I will give myself a break, but then I want to come out like fighting. And yeah, it helps the ADHD as well because I like doing 20 things at once. So
It's amazing.
So yeah, anyone wants to do it, just get 5 mates, get a WhatsApp group, write your list down of goals, make them unachievable, some of them, so I don't hit everything, and make some that you know you're going to achieve because that gives you the buzz and go, I did that in 2 days. Oh, wow, what else can I add? And I add things onto it. But yeah, make sure you have that network or that group of maybe friends or colleagues around you. It really helps you and you check in on each other and you get a buzz when like one of your mates has also achieved something or one of your colleagues has. So I find they work really well for me anyway. So
it's great to give you like friends a pat on the back about something, but actually, I think I don't think it's if you get to a certain age or what really, but you don't always share what your personal goals are. All the time.
I think so.
That's so important to be able to.
I think for me, the more older I got, the more I've checked in with my mates. I'm like, where are we at in our careers where we thought we were going to be? Like some people have been a bit slower, but they've got the end. Some people a bit faster and then they've slowed down a little bit. So yeah, I've got a really good friendship circle that we do that all the time. And I suppose that they all love partying and going to festivals. So they get involved. But I don't so much like going to visit his data company. It's a bit boring. But I still check in and go, what are you doing? And he's CDO or Chief Data Officer or something. So he actually was speaking about data. I asked him a lot of questions about where should I store the data? How do we measure that and things like that? I found these 100-day challenges massively, they've really helped me in what we do. And I don't know. And I share it every day.
Yeah.
I don't want to be too oversharing.
Coming up, we're in the midsummer, right?
Yeah. So I'm just so busy. I think September I'm going to do another one to try and get me through to the end of the year. So there's so much going on. I've got so many businesses that are happening that if I don't do something, then they stall a little bit. There's a sense where I'm building a team around that. So and then I can step back. If I don't do that September to December this year, they're not going to fail, but it's going to take me a lot longer. Yeah, I'm building up towards them. So I will share them with you.
Yeah, so how can people follow you?
So my birthday's in August. So I always try and build up to do it. So when I've had my birthday and my blowout, then I start one.
Yeah,
so.
Good. Like the school term starts.
It's like that. But my brain's like
still at
programmed.
School.
Programmed to that. First day at school vibes. People can find us. It's Alex Jukebox on Instagram, or a PR company is www.jukeboxpr.co.uk. I can't remember what our TikTok was. I don't really go on TikTok, but mainly Instagram.
You said earlier you were like everyone's on TikTok now.
Yeah, except me. I can't scroll that much. But yeah, we also have a podcast that I mentioned. That's Loud and Unfiltered Pod on Instagram and also on Spotify, YouTube. We've got like 50,000 subscribers already, and we've only done 13 shows so far, 14 shows so far.
Putting my podcast to shame.
So it's like growing really fast. But we're using data and where to target people and what our audience like and stuff like that. It's like when you told me like how many views you're getting, I was like, I actually got nervous. Coming on here now, and I've done like quite a lot of podcasts. So you
can come share some tips now.
Yeah, definitely.
Alex, that was absolutely amazing. I could definitely just carry on rolling.
Yeah, definitely. We'll go and do that in the pub, and I can tell you a lot more things you can't really say on a podcast about what we get up to. No, I really enjoyed it. It's been nice being on the other side, actually.
Yeah, and maybe we'll do one in the winter. So I post your 100 days. Or
yeah, definitely. I'd love to do that. I've got loads of details and data around these 100-day challenges. When it helps, if anyone wants that, just reach out to me on Instagram. I can share them. It's all preloaded, like ideas of what you can do. So yeah, they really help me.
Thank you so much.
No, amazing. Thank you very much for having me on. Cheers.